right. We're live on the YouTube. Don's in
What
the
up,
chat.
people?
What up, Don? How you doing, man?
The YouTube. I love
The
it.
YouTubes. The YouTubes. We'll give people a second to get in here. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? I hope we're doing well, boys. How are you today?
Good.
Doing great.
That's what I like to hear, man.
It's a great day.
It's a great day. Yes, it is.
It's August.
It's
What
August.
happened?
There's football.
Yeah.
We missed you last week, Jordan.
Yeah, it's just I know it's not the same without me, you know.
Yeah, it was actually fun for like the first time in a while.
Come on. Well, who brings you the news?
We had to try and do it mid thing. It was just a disaster.
Yep. That was a pretty fast-paced episode.
That was that last week's. Go watch it if you haven't watched it yet. We drafted a high-stake fantasy league with our friends over at Real Time Sports. Go check them out. Yeah, there's not much time to talk because everyone's just drafting really fast and like.
Yep.
But I did re-listen to it and it makes sense, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I was a little worried, like if you weren't watching it, right? It'd be hard to, follow along. But nah, it was good.
Oh yeah.
Don says compiling Yahtzee scores. True story. My best friend and I have an ongoing Yahtzee competition since August of 2006.
Wow.
Wow, that's impressive.
Happy anniversary, Yahtzee anniversary.
Yeah, it's a long time.
You guys could be talking to us right now as well in the chats. YouTube.com/YouTube, Next Step Fantasy Football. We're live Wednesdays or Thursdays, so be here or be square, as Jordan says.
I don't think I've ever said that.
You say it all the time. I've never heard you not say it, actually.
I believe you say that, and then you say something like, as the kids say.
Oh. This is fun. So we've been on this chat together for like 15 minutes, and we just keep being really mean to each other. All right.
Yep.
Jordan, why don't you hit it? Let's get this baby going.
It's a strong start to the day. All right, here we go.
Welcome back to Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. We're here to help you take the next step in your fantasy journey. I am your host, Jake, and I am joined by my friend, Adam. Adam, how are you?
Doing great. We got scrimmage week for Black River Falls Tigers football, baby. Friday. We scrimmage against other schools that's not us, and today we had a
How'd that go?
intense practice, man. Today was first time full pads. Guys are flying around making plays. It was fun to watch.
How did the scrimmage go?
That's Friday.
Oh, Friday's the scrimmage. You'll have to report back next week.
You bet.
Yeah, and also Jordan's back.
Wow. Wow. All of that hype, it was my friend. And you always say Jordan, and you broke my heart.
Well, you've been mean to me off camera. Jeez. No, but boys, Jordan is back from his 1 week hiatus at a wedding, I believe. How was it?
Great time. Yeah.
Did you dance your heart out? Dance
Yes.
the night away?
Sure did. I lost my voice the next day.
Love it. That's
Attaboy.
how you want it. It's good to have you back. We are live on YouTube right now. YouTube.com/Next Step Fantasy Podcast. I lost it. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's really embarrassing right now. I just stumbled over my words. If you're watching it on YouTube right now, you know what it is.
At Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast.
That's what I was gonna say. That's fine. You guys
That's
know
what
what
he
it
meant.
is.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys have all been around. It's fine. So if you're listening on wherever you're listening, by the way, people who are listening on the podcast side of things, you guys have been killing it recently. We're getting 100 listens a week. So you guys are doing really good. We're pushing to 3,000, boys.
I
Wow.
love
Yeah.
that. Who would
So-
have thought?
If you watch it on YouTube live, if you watch it on YouTube later on, you watch or you listen on the podcast. Thanks for being here. You guys are the best. We love each and every one of you. Marshall pops in. Marshall, how's it going, man? Nice to see you in the chat here. Hurts or Burrow? We're gonna talk about that. So stick around. Boys, why don't we get into our 1 or 0 for for tonight, and then I'm going to turn it over to Jordan, and we'll explain why in a sec. So, boys, 1 or 0. Adam, tell the people how it works.
Jake gives us a scenario based on a real-life news report. And then Jordan and I say 1 for we would do something like that, or 0, no way in heck.
All right, there is no gray area. Boys, are you ready?
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This is from 2 weeks ago, but a Saudi Arabian football club is looking to loan a French soccer player for $776 million for 1 year. As you know, the Saudi Arabian sports situations have been controversial, to say the least. 1 or 0, boys. No one has any morals if they can make $776 million in 1 year.
Oh, not bad if I say 0.
Tell the people you're turning down that money.
I'm gonna say 0. That people have no morals when it comes to money in the sports world. Like that's been proven over.
That would be a 1. That would be a 1 then.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
1.
Okay. Would you do it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$150 million for 1 year, baby.
Listen, the context is important to this story because
Okay.
it's Mbappe
Yes.
leaving France,
Yep.
where he's playing for hometown PSG,
Yes.
fresh off of making the World Cup finals,
Yes.
winning the World Cup before. He's in his 20s.
Yes.
I don't need another $750 million. I just don't.
Keep talking about it, boys.
But if it were me, and I make what I make now, and then someone offered me $750 million for a year, that's a different story. So I think context matters here.
You're right.
I don't think he
You're
needs
right.
to do it.
You're right.
But
Jordan-
if it were me, if it was Jordan and the Saudis called me up and said, "Hey Jordan, $750 million, come play soccer in Saudi Arabia for a year," I'll probably do it.
Jordan, you have your computer here. Could you Google what his net worth currently is?
Yeah, that's a great.
Because usually you'd say absolutely, because we're talking generational type wealth, right? Money that I will sell my soul if it means my kids never have to worry, right?
Right.
You got it?
Yep, sure do.
What is it?
$200 million.
He's been playing for however many years, and he would triple it? Yeah, I'm going.
Right.
Bye.
You're right.
See ya.
That is significant.
I'm out.
Dude, that's a jump, man.
So there you guys got to hear. Every one of us here on the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast would sell our souls for $776 million. All right. Let's do a quick one here because I actually have 4 of them today, so let's keep going. I made this a few weeks ago. So a few weeks ago, Sauce Gardner gave Aaron Rodgers a diamond chain that had the number 8 on it, and he placed it over him as if he was a king. 1 or 0, either of you guys could be chain guys.
0. No way in heck, man.
What about this? Is Aaron Rodgers a chain guy?
0. He's trying to fit in with the young guys. I get it. He's not a chain guy.
No, he's not. And I just that was a quick one because we're all not chain people. Yeah. Sidebar, did any of you watch Hard Knocks?
Not yet.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. Watch it.
Okay.
That way we can talk about it too. All right. Now here's the next one. This happened to me the other day, so this one's a fun one. Today, I received a butt dial from a friend of mine, and I was able to hear his entire conversation. This is fact. I was able to hear the whole thing. 1 or 0, it is okay to listen to the conversation when you have been butt dialed.
1. Why are you butt dialing in 2023?
I butt dial all the time.
Buttons anymore. Your screen should be locked in your pocket. I'm listening to that whole thing if your phone is that outdated that you're butt dialing me.
There's only one person in my life that butt dials me, and it's Jake. There's nobody else in my life that butt dials me. So yes, Jake, I will listen to your conversation.
I think he does it on purpose, though. He doesn't butt dial people.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I think it's impossible. Hold on. I think he calls, and then he texts real quick because he does it to me, too. Sorry, butt dial. And I always want to ask how. And then I just think he wants us to call back and just, hang out with him.
And just hang out.
Guys,
you're right. It's a cry for help.
Guys, I could just call you and talk to you. I don't need to pretend to butt dial.
Then why are you butt dialing us, Jake?
This is fun. I'm glad.
1 or
All right,
0. 1 or 0. 99 out of 100 people wouldn't ever butt dial anymore because it's 2023.
What? 1.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. And this one I don't have written down, but Today I went to the dentist. Jordan also went to the dentist today.
Wow.
Little behind the scenes for you guys. I had a root
Twins.
canal today, and that's why I'm going to be handing over hosting duty to Jordan here in a minute. But 1 or 0, the dentist is the worst.
0. I love the dentist.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Well, you know when you leave the dentist and you get to like do this, and for those of you listening to the podcast, I'm just like licking my teeth, and it's just super smooth and it's so clean. There's no better feeling. I love that.
I'm a 0 too. I've had worse experiences at the doctor when they're like, I'm trying to do blood work and they can't find my vein, and they're just stabbing.
God, they're just going to town.
I had a girl the other day. She's like, "Hey, nurse, whatever, I need help." I'm like, "This is great. I just wanted to get in and get out." Unbelievable.
Adam's the guy who goes to urgent care because he hurt his finger and then gets mad when the woman comes in who's like currently having a seizure, and he's like, I was first.
Yeah. This is a society. You come in first, grab your ticket, you get
first come, first serve. That is not how emergency medicine works.
Adam, it's not like the deli. You don't just pull a number and they're like 18.
You pull a number, you sit down, your number's called.
I'm a 1. I don't like the dentist. My wife told me today she would rather go to the gynecologist than the dentist.
Wow.
It is not fun. In fairness, having a root canal, not fun.
Yeah.
So it's fresh in my brain right now.
Fresh.
I have never had a cavity.
Good for you. Slow clap for Adam. A little slow clap for Adam. Good for you.
And when was the last time you were at the dentist then?
I go every year.
Okay.
I think that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Every 6 months, but that's okay.
1 or 0, you go every 6 months. Jordan's going to be a yes, 100%.
1. You're supposed to go every 6 months. That's what you need to do.
I got a friend that thinks the dentist is a scam.
Marshall says Android users only but dial.
Yeah.
Well, it's an iPhone, baby. Yeah. All right. So I've mentioned it a few times. I am gonna pass the hosting duties here, the QB rankings, everything we're about to go do off to Jordan to kind of do more of the talking because my mouth hurts. So.
Perfect.
Jordan,
we just need your
take away.
We just need your takes. We need your takes.
Just my
and
takes.
Your buckets. Yep. All right. First, I have some news.
Jordan with the news.
Thank you, Adam, as always. Lots of news in the NFL in the last week. Hey, come on, guys.
That is
focus.
never going to get old.
Focus. Okay. Alvin Kamara suspended 3 games by the NFL.
That's what we've been saying.
We kind of talked about it. Jake, I think you said like 3 or 4 games. I think you had it exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? Kareem Hunt visits New Orleans. Looked like he was going to sign.
Yeah.
No deal. Now he's visiting the Colts.
Left and didn't sign.
Yeah. So very interesting. Something to watch. But it looks like New Orleans is going to want one of these veteran running backs.
You have Jamal Williams. What are you doing?
That is true.
Touchdown leader last year.
We all know Adam's love for Jamal Williams.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So
something to keep an eye on.
Yep. Sorry.
In other running back news, Jonathan Taylor is away from the Colts on a quote-unquote excused absence.
An ankle.
Unsure what that means. But Kenyon Drake just signed with the Colts. Kareem Hunt obviously just visited. So they could be shopping Jonathan Taylor if they can't come with a good deal there.
That'll be shocking. If that
shocking.
Happens.
I agree. Yep. Also out of Colts camp, Anthony Richardson is taking a majority of all first-team reps right now. So very interesting. But the official depth chart just got released, and Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson listed as co-starters.
We've talked about it before, and I think it's changed over the summer. So now's a good time to revise it. Is Gardner Minshew going to start week 1?
No.
I don't think he will either.
Wow.
I've been saying this the whole time.
You have, yeah.
You guys have changed your minds. But
yes.
You draft a guy in the first round, and your team is bad. They will be your week 1.
I think all 3 rookie quarterbacks are going to start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's jump right to that. C.J. Stroud also taking all first-team reps in Houston. No more Davis Mills taking first-team reps, so I think that paints a pretty clear picture what's going on there, too. Other running back news. Zamir White is now listed as the Raiders' top running back, with Josh Jacobs absent from the team. And we're hearing that the Chiefs and the Broncos, some division rivals, are interested in Josh Jacobs if the Raiders, and I don't quite understand how all this works, if they rescind the franchise tag, which apparently is something you can do, and then they could be eligible for some type of deal. Broncos and Chiefs want him. So,
wow.
Adam, as a Bronco fan, your thoughts?
No, thank you.
Okay.
we have JW.
No. You have Samaje.
Yeah.
Next, please. Next question.
All right. According to Adam Schefter, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, with his calf injury, calf strain, calf pull, some calf injury, has no updates on his timeline, according to Coach Zach Taylor, and he says it's going to be several weeks. And several weeks ago, Zach Taylor said it's going to be several weeks. So definitely concerning. There is talk. Jamar Chase did kind of like a locker room interview, and he was like, yeah, I'm fine if he misses the first couple of weeks. We just want him healthy for the end of the season. So I'm not sure if we want to read into that, but we could potentially not see Joe Burrow at the start of the season because of his ankle. His calf.
That would definitely push him down our rankings.
Correct, yes. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that here shortly. Cooper Kupp listed as day-to-day with a hamstring injury, which is just classic. Classic Cooper Kupp. So you know my feelings about him in the first round. Some other things.
He is not moving anywhere from my board. To be fair,
I understand.
He stays right where he is right now.
Some other things, just I'll kind of rapid fire these. Rashad Bateman reactivated off the PUP list, so we got full strength Ravens wide receivers again, which I'm excited about. Yeah. I want that team to be healthy. Also, J.K. Dobbins, John Harbaugh says we have no idea when he's coming back. So
and then Gus Edwards went down today.
Gus Edwards went down too. Yeah, so we just got to keep an eye on the Ravens' health. They need new medical staff for sure. Something's in the water over there.
Agreed.
Couple other interesting things. David Montgomery also listed as a co-starter with Jahmyr Gibbs. So I think the balance is shifting a little bit in favor of Jahmyr Gibbs. I wouldn't be surprised if that flips totally in Jahmyr Gibbs' favor before the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Ross, wide receiver to keep an eye on in Kansas City. He's playing with the first team, getting all his first team reps. Apparently him and Patrick Mahomes have good chemistry. So I think just add another name to the list of people not named Travis Kelce that people are going to overdraft.
Wow.
Because you're trying to
hold on,
catch lightning in a bottle.
Overdraft. He's being taken in I don't even think he's drafted right now.
I think that's going to change.
Yes, and if you're getting him in the 14th, I don't think that's overdrafting.
Okay. You're right. We'll check out where his ADP is at the start of the season. But I guess you're right. Right now, people are drafting. If you can get him in the 14th, you should take him. You're right.
Yep.
A couple of quick signings. Teddy Two Gloves. Teddy Bridgewater signs with the Lions. So we love us some Teddy Two Gloves on the show. N'Keal Harry signs with the Vikings. So
they now have 4 first-round picks in their receiver room.
Yeah. And best for last or worst for last. Marlon Mack signs with the Cardinals.
Allow me, please.
Yeah, please.
So if you've been listening, I'm going to look directly into the camera. If you've been listening long enough, we know Adam, Jordan really love Marlon Mack. I joined them, went out on a limb with a book it last year that really just blew up in my face. They supported me. They're good friends.
Fake news.
And then he went and scored some tutties for the Broncos last year.
1.
Anyways, he signs with the Cardinals. Exciting news, right? Because they don't got much going on behind James Conner, right?
Yep.
Well, he blew out his Achilles today. So
done for the year.
That's enough of that. All right. We wish you a speedy recovery. Yeah, he did.
Blew his Achilles?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
I know.
Heartbreak.
Jordan, can I say a few things?
Of course.
Just a few things that happened today, this afternoon actually. Jalen Waddle went down, had to be helped off the field today. He just got rocked. Just got rocked with a hit to the side. So don't know anything, just something to keep your ears open for. And then Bijan Robinson is listed as running back 3 on the unofficial depth chart right now.
Wow. Unacceptable.
It's just the coach being like, you need to earn this. He's going to be the guy. So, but just something that happened today.
Very interesting. So that's the news. Again, when training camp is going, we get a lot of news that we got to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now to the main event. we are putting together our rankings. So we will do different position groups. So we'll do quarterbacks, we'll do running backs, we'll do wide receivers, we'll do tight ends, as our preseason rankings. So as at this point right now, who do we have as our top 20 quarterbacks? So if you're on YouTube, you can see the graphic. We'll make sure we get it posted on all of our socials so that you can see it as well while you're listening. And then obviously we'll talk about it here through the episode. But we'll talk through our top 20 quarterbacks going into the season. Here's how we do the rankings. Each of us compiles independently our rankings of 20. We bring them all together. We merge them and all of our ideas, and you get the final version of the ranking. So quarterbacks today. We'll do running backs, receivers, tight ends in the future. But we'll go through that. So, again, get on the YouTube. You can see it. We're sharing the screen right now. And also on our socials. Yes, Jake.
Sorry, I got to interrupt. I got to hit the chat quick. Sorry.
Please, before we get into it.
Before we get into it, Don says Minshew's listed as quarterback 1. Anthony Richardson's listed as quarterback 3. Don't expect that to be the case later on. Adam, give me 15 seconds on what are your thoughts on Zay Flowers? Marshall's asking.
Zay Flowers, good talent. I think he's going to be very good this year. Honestly, he's got a good quarterback, good system, good head coach. I think the sky's the limit for that kid. I think he's going to have a solid year. I think about 700 yards, maybe 7 touchdowns.
So 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns. That's huge.
Say it, Adam.
No,
I'll book it. I'll book something.
Okay.
Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver on the Ravens.
Okay, I'll book.
And you can book it.
Yeah, that's gonna be wrong. It's gonna be Odell. And then last but not least,
Odell.
I see a new
crazy.
I see a new face in here, Chad Booth. Good to have you in here, man. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button and help us out. All right, Jordan, take it away.
Okay, so we have the rankings. Hold on, I gotta type this book in here quick.
Oh,
Zay Flowers.
Okay.
We'll
just shoot the shoot. Chad says, "What about Justin Ross from the Chiefs? We just talked about him. I think he's currently going undrafted. We'd have to check that, but definitely worth a flyer later on in your draft, especially if you can hit lightning in a bottle." So,
yep.
We're hearing great things,
and that's why you pay attention now, because there's going to be a lot of people in your home league that aren't paying attention now, and you could get a steal with him later on, possibly. So.
If you listen to us.
Oh, it's Patches O'Houlihan from the leagues that we're in. Oh, good to see you, man. All right. Go ahead, Jordan.
What's up, Patches? All right. Let's take it 1 through 20. Let's talk about him. I think we'll start at the top. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Do we have any debate?
No. I think that he's the only one.
Yeah. Cool. I have nothing to say.
Great.
Do you guys still feel okay taking him? Because he's currently going at the last pick in the second round. You still feel good about that?
It's the right spot for him, but unless I'm probably not taking it.
The only way I am doing it is if I took Travis Kelce in the first round. It's the only way I'm going to do it, because I want that stack. Mm-hmm. Jordan's got that stack in the home league right now, in our home league. And
correct.
It's beautiful.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it. Travis Kelce was one of those guys that was on most championship rosters last year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, number 2, we have Josh Allen. I think pretty much universally we kind of agreed here on Josh Allen at number 2. I think the rushing upside is just what he gives you, the big passing numbers and the rushing upside.
And he never loses his stride when he's running the ball right now. He hasn't gotten hurt, knock on wood. It's just he's consistently done it now for a few years, which is why when we get to another guy later, that's why I'm still a little hesitant.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm with you. I had a different guy at number 2, but we're going to get to it in a sec. So
we're going to get to it. All right, so let's talk about 3 and 4 back-to-back here. So number 3, in our combined rankings, we have Joe Burrow. Number 4, we have Jalen Hurts. And that is interesting. Jake, hit us with your thoughts.
So I had Jalen Hurts. He's my second quarterback. I'm looking at yours, Jordan. You had him as your third quarterback. So, you say that, then he should be our third quarterback, right? The rushing ability, the connection with A.J. Brown. We've talked about it. Jordan and I love Jalen Hurts. Love him. And the reason he is not our quarterback 3 and he fell behind Joe Burrow is because Adam put him at, hold on, I got it right here, had him at quarterback 8 on his list.
And crime.
A crime.
Criminal.
Criminal.
Hey, man.
So
Haters
Adam,
gonna hate.
Adam, why don't you explain why you're thinking that?
Yeah, hate me now, love me later, man. I think you've got to look at the fact, and it's a big deal, whether you believe it or not. His offensive coordinator Shane Steichen is gone,
Okay.
and I truly don't think Nick Sirianni's that guy that can make Jalen Hurts elite again every year, unless they have a great offensive coordinator. I don't even know who their offensive coordinator is right now. Maybe he's good. Maybe he's a very talented young coach, but losing Shane Steichen, that's a big deal. And I truly just I have to see it one more year. I will put him up there
Okay.
one more year, fantasy wise. I think he's going to struggle a little bit this
Okay,
year. I think
here's
he's
my
going to
thought
come
though. I'm
down to
sorry,
earth.
I gotta interrupt you. One, they have Matt Patricia now on not as their offensive coordinator. He's just on their
I was
roster.
going to say that's unfortunate.
But here's my issue with what you're saying: is I'm looking at your rankings and I'm just telling the people here. Oh, I lost it. You have him one spot behind Justin Fields.
I do.
So tell us why you'd rather have Fields than Hurts.
I think Fields has a few more years starting under his belt. I think that he.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't.
No.
I think he does,
He
doesn't he?
doesn't. No.
One more year.
No.
Look it up.
He's gonna look it up, but keep going.
I might be wrong on that. I'll be honest.
You are.
But I think too that there's consistency with the coordinator from last year. I think they're getting him help in the receiving room. And again, the Eagles have fine receivers. They have very good receivers. But again, I'm pumping the brakes on Jalen Hurts just because I want to see it year in and year out. And I think Justin Fields is going to be just as good as Jalen Hurts this year.
Okay, well, I would love that. I'm hoping that's the case as well. But I just go ahead, Jordan. You have the thing. You're going to say something.
Oh yeah, Jalen Hurts has one more year as a starter, or has one more year in the NFL than Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm just Adam. Justin Fields has DJ Moore. DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Hurts has Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert.
Dallas Goedert's overrated.
Okay. Oh my God.
Okay, that's even so. He's still good.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. All right. So as you guys can see, this is how. So and that's kind of the fun part about this is that we disagree, but you put it together and this is what happens. If someone else had Burrow as their third, I'm not going to complain about it.
Right.
I think that the reason we're just talking about Hurts is because Adam had him so low.
Yeah.
So, but I've changed my tune on Joe Burrow. It was well documented last year. He's a bad man.
Yeah, he sure is. I'm just worried about the injury.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And when we made these rankings, we didn't have that piece of news that I shared earlier. That was kind of today's late breaking where they said it'll be another several weeks. Mm-hmm. And so I was kind of thinking originally that he was going to be fine before the start of the season. If that's not the case, that's something to keep an eye on. But yeah, Joe Burrow at 3, totally realistic. He finishes, I think, quarterback 4 last year.
Yeah.
He deserves to be a top 5.
Yeah. Just checking the chat quick. Everyone disagrees with you except Joey, Adam. He says Jalen Hurts is fool's gold. Hurts will finish outside the top 12. Do you feel you have him ranked at 8?
Yeah, no, I think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback. I mean,
You think he'll finish 8?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Very interesting. Number 5, we have Lamar Jackson, another quarterback with rushing upside. So 3 of the top 5 are very rush-heavy quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, back, contract figured out. He has hopefully a healthy receiving room where Rashad Bateman was his number 1 option last year. Now seems to be his number 3 option because they've gotten some more talent there. So it could be very interesting. Mm-hmm. What do you boys think about Lamar?
I really like Lamar. I like Lamar Jackson. I mean, we've seen him be so good, right?
If he stays healthy,
he could be the quarterback 1.
Could be, QB1. I mean, it's just he's so talented. I heard on a podcast earlier today, actually, though, rushing quarterbacks in the league age quickly. Quarterbacks just get naturally hit more, going to age quickly. quicker than most guys that aren't rushing all the time. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Josh Allen's been able to do it, but one of these years he's going to slow down. It could be 5 years from now, it could be 2 years from now, it could be 10 years from now. Who knows? But again, the injury history really has me worried about Lamar. But again, if he stays healthy the whole year, heck yeah, he'll be one possibly.
I'm excited to see with new offensive coordinator. I hope he passes more,
Mm-hmm.
and then just uses his rushing upside to be more explosive versus, or scramble and break off break off huge chunks of yards versus all these designed runs and stuff like that. I'm hopeful because I'd like to see those passing numbers increase. It's my same thing with Justin Fields, which we'll get to. I want him primarily to be a passer with awesome rushing upside instead of, hey, I run the ball and I also throw it sometimes.
Yep.
But yeah, Lamar Jackson, number 6, Trevor Lawrence, moving up the rankings. What do you guys
What's
think
his
about
ceiling? What's his ceiling for you guys?
MVP?
Honestly, yep.
So, I meant fantasy wise. Is he quarterback 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
How tied to Ridley is that though?
Yes. I mean, he finished as quarterback 7 last year, and he didn't have him, and that's why I feel like he could be quarterback 1 with him if Ridley gets finds even a semblance of himself.
Yep. Yeah, I think ultimately he's got weapons now. I mean, they've got a good tight end with Evan Ingram. Doug Peterson's the man. Honestly, coaching matters even in fantasy football. You got a bad coach. We were going to do a fun, which head coaches ruin guys for fantasy football. Doug Peterson excels in making quarterbacks better. So again, I think Trevor Lawrence, sky's the limit.
Yeah, the upside is massive, just massive, right?
He can run,
and he can run. He's sneaky. He's sneaky athletic. I don't even know if it's sneaky. He's athletic. Yeah. So
5 rushing touchdowns last year. Pretty good.
Are you? Yeah. And I think we all have, which is interesting because looking at our rankings here, we all have Herbert, our individual rankings. We all had Lawrence and then the next guy right next to each other. So number 7, we had Justin Fields. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, again, he's one of those guys that his ceiling could be really high, could be low. I might have it wrong on him. It's just this is the year he's got to prove it in the NFL as a quarterback. But for fantasy wise, he's going to be fine because of that rushing upside.
Yeah, I'd like to see just the passing numbers tick up a little bit, right? I mean, he had 1,000 rush yards. If he ends up more in the 700, 750 rush yard range, that puts him on par with Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. They all kind of sit in that range there. And Daniel Jones, by the way, huge rushing upside for good old DJ. But just to get those passing numbers up, I mean, he had 2,200 passing yards last year. If he could get to a 3,000, I mean, he was already QB6 last year.
Yeah,
3,000 pass yards, a couple more touchdowns, maintain some of that rushing ability. We could see, him be that puts him into top 5 territory. I don't think he'll necessarily do it, but that's to me, that's his ceiling.
I had him higher. I had him highest out of all 3 of us. I had him as my quarterback 5. I just love him. He's just so good, and like you said, the rushing ability. I think he can sustain that rushing ability from last year, and then improve his passing. I don't want to say it's going to be a Jalen Hurts situation from last year, but it's comparable a little. You have Jalen Hurts. He's middle of the road. His upside's high, and then you get him this really good receiver. I think we've talked about how much we like DJ Moore, and I think having that certified number 1 receiver is going to do him wonders. So assuming you can stay healthy, and that's the case with all these running quarterbacks, give me Justin Fields. I would take Fields over Lawrence personally, because I like that rushing ability. But I understand, if someone prefers Lawrence in that situation, I have no problem with it.
It just felt so frantic. Justin Fields felt so frantic last year, which is why I'm hesitant. But the numbers don't lie, and in fantasy, that's all that matters. But it just always felt frantic. Everything felt like it was broken down plays. and he was just making up stuff, and he ended up with 1,000 rush yards, and the Bears obviously did very poorly.
Yeah.
So, part of me is like worried that could continue. But anyway,
Love
top
me some
10
Justin
for sure.
Fields.
Yeah,
Love
top
me
10
some.
for sure. Speaking of Justins, we got Justin Herbert next, number 8.
I was gonna say, Jordan. Speaking of head coaches who might ruin their quarterbacks, because I know Adam is not a Brandon Staley guy, and did you want to speak on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I truly think this is his last shot with that roster, but he constantly puts guys in bad positions. I know Kellen Moore is an excellent offensive coordinator. He comes over there from Dallas, but Brandon Staley, he does not know how to make an offense electric if it hit him in the face with a frying pan. Like, it's just...
There's no reason that team should be doing... I mean, they made the playoffs this year, but there's no reason...
Gave away their first
There's
game.
no reason that they should not be finding more success.
He's too conservative. I mean, if he was more, let's go, let's all gas, no break, I mean, just he'd be fantastic.
Yeah, he's too conservative, and then it's just not conservative enough in week 18 last year when he went and got his players hurt.
He's one big hypocrisy. I don't get it.
Yeah, can't figure him out. But this is about Justin Herbert, who's a beast, and love him as a top 10. They drafted wide receiver for him. They already have good, talent around him. If Austin Eckler stays, he is an excellent PPR running back, which means a lot of dinking and dunking, and then he makes stuff happen, which is awesome for quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
So you can throw 100 yards to your running back. That's easy. That's easy money right there for quarterbacks. So I like him. I like him as a top 10.
Adam, you had him at 5 over Herbert, or over Lawrence and Hurts and Fields.
I think it's just because his talent is so good. I mean, like, his ceiling, I think, is a little higher than all those guys just because that's how good he can be. I mean, every coach in the league will take a Justin Herbert any day on any given Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I worry about Brandon Staley. Otherwise, I probably would have had Herbert in my top 5.
Right. That's good. I mean, I have no problem with that. I think this next guy, I think Jordan and I will argue, and then it's the last tier where you think that these guys could finish a top 5 quarterback, right? Or Adam and I are going to argue. Sorry. So, number 9, we have Tua. I had him at 9 in mine. Adam had him at 9 in his, and then Jordan had him at 12. So, Jordan, what is your...
It's his health. He just, he's awesome when he plays. He just, I worry he just won't play. So to say, and there's other people too, right, where it's injuries are a concern and stuff like that. It's just different with concussions.
It's just because I think people, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, but I think people are just more afraid of this because of how scary it was to watch last time. Watching him hit his head and then do the finger thing, and that was jarring to watch. So now everyone's more frightened. And he opened up and he said, I considered retiring. If he gets one more head injury, it might not be he misses 2 weeks. He might just call it quits. Yeah.
And it would be one thing if it was one time, but we saw it over and over and over again last season that he was getting just beat up and taking huge shots and scary moments and things like that. To me, it's too concerning, and I think they're going to play really conservatively with him. And I think that's why he drops out of the top 10 for me. So,
I mean, I think here's the next step fantasy football advice. If you take Tua, you're typically taking him right around 10th round. So that's right where he's in right now. If you take him there, you need to make sure that you get one of the next guys we talk about as well. I think in one of my leagues, we got Tua, and then I have Russ as a backup, right? So you just need to make sure you get someone and you're not stuck with Sam Howell if an injury takes place.
That's a terrible 1-2 punch, Jake. Russ is not the right backup. Pick someone else. But yes, something like that.
Hashtag free Russell Wilson.
Free Russell. He's a sleeper. He's a sleeper.
No.
Yes, he is.
He is a
come
sleeper.
on.
He is a sleeper.
Yes, he
Come
is.
on.
We have seen him be top 10 for every season of his career except last year.
And the year before.
Okay, fine. But
Sean Payton is the best guy to have a reclamation project, baby.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we could talk about that when we get there. But
We will.
I will say, I think that Tua in my rankings is like I would put him at 12. I put him outside the top 10. But I love him like getting drafted in the 10th or 11th round.
Yeah.
Because you're right. If he is healthy, it's awesome. Like, and he has that such a huge upside. So I don't hate his ADP, and I'm gonna own a lot of shares of him, and I do in leagues, right? Because I like that spot for him. But I always, Jake, to your point, I don't wait for someone like Russ or Matt Stafford or something like that. I'm getting someone like that is a little bit higher tier, so that I can make sure that I have someone just in case of an injury.
all right, hit us with number 10.
We got Dak, number 10.
I
Adam,
love
how do
Dak.
you
Sorry,
feel about Dak at 10?
Adam.
What's up?
Okay.
How do you feel about Dak at 10?
Wrong. Here's the deal. He came out and said he's going to have less than 10 picks this year, right? What has he done in training camp every day since then?
He's throwing picks.
Pick machine. Trayvon Diggs had 2 on him today, and he threw another one. 3 picks. I mean, crap, my high school quarterback only had 1 today. Dak, you had 3. Here's the thing. He is overrated. I think he is truly overrated. He is not a guy that will win you a fantasy championship.
At this spot where we're taking people right now, he is perfectly fine.
I mean, Kirk Cousins.
Okay. I mean,
give me Geno Smith.
We're talking about a guy who he's a year removed from throwing
Give
37
me Aaron
touchdowns.
Rodgers.
I think that's wrong.
Give me Daniel Jones.
Listen, he is not going to throw 15 picks again. I'll book that again.
I'll book it that he has more.
I bet you he is under
more
10.
Than 15?
He is single
More than
digits.
15 picks. I will book it that he has more than 15 picks this year.
He is single digits touchdowns. I will book that.
This is the year where the Cowboys start thinking about a future plan at quarterback.
He is a year removed from 4,500 yards and 37 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Jake, you already booked this.
Did I really?
2 weeks ago, you said Dak will not have 10 interceptions this year.
Okay. See, I'm that confident about it.
And Adam, what are you saying? He'll have more than
He's gonna have
15?
More than 15 picks.
Wow.
He had never thrown for more than 13 in his career.
Cool.
And that was only his second year starting is when that happened.
I think the guys have lost faith in him too. Did you see that video of
God.
Trayvon Diggs at practice?
Yeah, throwing a
Called him
ball.
a fake blank.
Yeah.
Go look it up.
I know.
mean, there's reasons why your cornerback in Green Bay is chummy with Jordan Love. He believes in that guy for good or ill. But Trayvon Diggs, it's pretty evident.
Oh my gosh.
He thinks he's fake.
Oh
And
my
it might have
gosh.
been heat of the moment.
Don-
But I think he's.
Don says people take Dak will throw more interceptions than Mayfield and Trask combined.
I love it. See, this is where I excel. They disagree with me about one thing. They love me a second later.
You cannot. Everyone's talking in the chat right now is talking about he's throwing training camp interceptions. Good. That's when you're
get the
supposed
willies
to
out.
throw.
Yeah.
Like
You make mistakes in practice. That's good.
Like, that's when you're supposed to do it. And, Trayvon Diggs said something mean, and Dak just tossed the ball at him and didn't yell back. Yeah, because he knows that if he does that, it's just going to cause an issue.
I just think.
Also, I hate Trayvon Diggs, man. Just pointed that out. He is not
I
good.
just think Dak's fake, man.
All right. Well, Dak last year was a top 10 quarterback.
Thank you.
He didn't even play the whole season this year.
Thank you.
And he did throw a lot of picks, and he was still a top 20 quarterback.
Thank you.
So, I like the addition of Brandon Cooks. CeeDee Lamb is obviously still there. Some of us love Tony Pollard on this show.
Oh, gosh, he's going to be so good.
The biggest sleeper of the season, Tony Pollard in the second round. Tony Pollard in the second round.
It's running back threes.
I can't wait for next week.
So I think his ceiling is quarterback 8 and his floor quarterback 13. I think 10 is the right spot for him. That's what I see from him. So, Adam, you might be right. Maybe he's not winning you championships, but he is a serviceable quarterback every single week.
He's not going to lose it for you.
Yep.
He might if he gets hurt in championship week.
Okay.
Number 11.
Next, Aaron Rodgers, the new face of the New York Jets.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yep. Jake, how do you feel about it?
I've talked about Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to have a really good year. At quarterback 11, I think he could finish. I don't think he's going to go nuts and finish in the top 5. I think quarterback 7 would probably be the ceiling, and I don't think the floor is really any lower than quarterback 11. And I think that's kind of a fun thing to have, right? A guy that's, I think that, getting his value here, you could really see a good return about it later on because the interception numbers will be down. This is like the Dak conversation we're having right now, except you're not worried about 18 interceptions, right? Garrett Wilson going to be, hit that connection. Hopefully it's going to go really well. He's got Alan Lazard. He's got his guys there. I like him. I like him at quarterback 11. I think that he can have a pretty bounce back year. He's not going to win the MVP, but I think he will put numbers or better numbers up than he did last year.
Yeah, and this bad year. Like, we can all agree. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it was a bad year last year. He was quarterback 13.
Yeah.
We're saying he's going to be 11. So what we're saying is that pretty minimum or minimal increase. So I think you're right. He very similar to what I just said about Dak. Ceiling, quarterback 7, awesome. Floor, quarterback 13, still awesome, right?
That's serviceable.
If you get him in the 10th and 12th rounds, you're in great shape there.
I like that stack, by the way. If you could get Dak and Aaron Rodgers, that's fun for me. I would like that. Play the matchup,
Then we got Kirk Cousins in the 12th spot here.
Joey said Kirk will win the MVP. Joey's in the chat. We are currently live on YouTube at youtube.com/Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. Kirk Cousins will not win the MVP.
When he does, he's gonna yell, "You like that?"
Oh God, he'll have the chains. Kirk Cousins is a chain guy.
Yes, he sure is. Yeah,
dude. If you haven't seen the series Quarterback, by the way, folks listening on YouTube, go watch it. You almost are forced to become a Kirk Cousins fan though. He's just so wholesome. Like, he's a nice guy. He's a dad wearing Cole's clothing, but I think he's got weapons. He's gonna be fine. It would not shock me if he threw for 40 touchdowns.
Excuse me, how many touchdowns?
Did you say 40?
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
It would not shock me either. Not, when you say that.
What are you talking about? That would blow my mind.
Are you serious?
Guess how many quarterbacks threw 40 touchdowns last year?
2?
1. Patrick Mahomes, and he only threw 41. You think Kirk is going to throw more than 40 touchdowns?
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I'm hopping off that. I'm hopping off that bandwagon.
You're on the train, Jake.
What?
You know what? I'm serious. It would not shock me with his drive, his work ethic. Again, watch the series Quarterback. But he's got Addison. He's got who's wowing at camp, I guess. Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson. He's got
N'Keal Harry.
Harry, Alexander Madison. I mean,
I think
he's good.
Not to spend too much more time here, but I do really like Kirk Cousins this year. I love his ADP. I think he finished in top 10 quarterback last year. He finished top 10 quarterback the year before. I think he can do it again, and I like the revamp. I think it's another year in an offensive coach's system. I love the kind of pass-catching revamp of T.J. Hawkinson and Addison in there. Obviously, N'Keal Harry just signed. Justin Jefferson's just an animal. I just love it. So
I think this is fun because right here at 9 to a 10 deck, Aaron Rodgers at 11, Kirk Cousins at 12. I think those four, if all three of us ranked them right now, we would rank them completely different.
Yeah, but I want all of them.
But I think they're all
ADP.
good values where they're at. Yep.
Those are the guys I'm taking. Like, that's who I'm drafting. Pretty much every single.
Would you throw Daniel Jones at number 13 here in that group?
Daniel Jones. You guys are so down on Daniel Jones. You can't talk about Justin Fields, his rushing upside. We love him so much, and then be down on Daniel Jones.
Watch me.
I'm not that down on him. What did I put him at?
Adam, you had him At 12, yeah. So you actually had him
Not
highest.
that,
Yeah.
not that down on him. Yeah.
He did not have him highest. Someone had him in the top 10.
Oh,
Wisely.
God.
Wisely. You think he's gonna be top 10
Wisely.
lock?
He finished top 10 last year. What's to stop it from happening again?
Book it again.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, top 10 quarterback. Book
All
it.
right. Perfect.
I
Dude,
think we have
Jared
seen.
Jordan,
I think we have
you're getting
seen.
heated right now, buddy.
I think we have seen the best Daniel Jones we will ever see. We saw it last year. He is not going to be better. Not especially the receiving core is just bad. And it was bad last year as well. We've seen the turnovers with him time and time again. Especially the fumbling situation, that was also an issue with him. And if any of those bounce the wrong way, he's losing points, fantasy. I don't want anything to do with Daniel Jones. Jordan, I will let you take him 10 times out of 10 and twice on Sundays. No, thank you. And then Chad and Joey both come in and say, I would take Danny Dimes over Dak and Tua. Jordan,
Wow.
go with the people.
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Agreed. That is
We'll move on.
my rankings reflect that. Daniel Jones had 6 fumbles last year, Jake.
Yeah, how many were recovered, though? Like, how
3.
many?
He lost 3 fumbles
Yeah, don't love that.
the whole year. What do you mean you don't like that?
No,
Three.
you like that.
You were saying he had all these fumbles, and at the start of his career, you're absolutely
That's
right,
not
he did. But now he doesn't. He had 5 picks,
It's called
3 turnovers.
It's called regressing to the mean. There's not
He
a
had
chance
8
that
turnovers.
Regressing to the mean.
there's not a chance. Come on, he is going over 8 turnovers next year. That's not even a fun book it. That's just fact. That's going to happen.
Yeah, okay, but you're right. I think he did have low turnovers, but he's not going to have, 20.
Well, no one has 20 except
Except for Dak.
except Jameis Winston when he couldn't see.
And Brett Favre.
And yeah, but he made a Hall of Fame career on it.
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Moving right along.
Keep going.
It's just crazy.
Let's
Deshaun Watson at 14. And
I don't.
do you think?
We all had Deshaun Watson at 14. I
I
believe.
know. And I'm just like, he's one of those guys. He could finish outside the top 20. I wouldn't be shocked. He could finish in the top 10. I wouldn't be shocked. I think that's why we got him right there in the middle.
I think that we all. Oh, let me speak for myself, okay? I still have the ick when it comes to Deshaun Watson, right? And part of that. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Jake's fantasy analysis is regressing to the mean. Joey, be nice. Yikes. Anyways, with Deshaun Watson, I still have the ick, so I'm not really getting him on very many teams. That's just a personal choice. In regards to his fantasy situation, though, it should be better than last year. He had a full off season. We've talked about how much we love Amari Cooper. I think he's just so solid, right? He's just he's a wide receiver 1. In my rankings, I'll have him at 10, or even maybe a little farther down that. But he'll still give wide receiver 1 numbers. And I think Elijah Moore coming is a big deal. I think that can really help him. Like you said, top 10, sure. If he finishes right around here, I wouldn't be surprised either. Nothing would surprise me here. I don't think we're ever going to see him coming back to top 5, though.
No. Yeah, I think
That's
it's really unknown.
gone. Yep.
Yeah, really unknown.
Joey would take Watson over Dak and Tua as well.
Wow,
Oh.
all right.
I would love to see your
I
top
wouldn't
10.
do that.
Joey,
I wouldn't do that.
Joey's a Patreon member, so he can send us a text on our personal line. And if you would like to be a Patreon member, it's on our Facebook page at the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. We're running a promo, $5. Joey, why don't you send us your top 10? We'd love to hear it. Or your top 20, I'd love to hear it. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yep.
All right, then I'll hit you with the next couple. So 15, 16, 17. Geno, Jared Goff, Russell Wilson on our list. What do you guys think?
Russ could be top 10. I'm just kidding. I think he's gonna be between 12 and where he's at on our list here. I really do. Jared Goff could shock the world and be way better than 16, I think. And then Geno, fine right where he is.
I have Russ ahead of Geno and Goff. I do think there's a bounce back here for him. I think he could finish top 10. I think it's possible.
Russ?
Yes. I can't. I don't want to book it because I think it's more than likely he doesn't. But I'm just saying, a later round guy you're getting in the 14th who could finish in the top 10, that's good value. The same goes with Goff. I think we could see the same thing, finishing in the top 10. I don't believe in Geno. You know, Adam, you talked about how with Hurts you want to see it one more time. Yeah, I'd rather see it one more time with Geno before I invest in him. So give me Russ and Goff over Geno very easily.
I like Goff. I finished in the top, in the top 10 last year. I think he was QB 10 last year. I also really like Geno, though.
Do you?
I still like Geno. He just has so many good pass catchers. No, I just love their receivers.
Yes, he has great receivers. I don't think he's that good, though. I really don't. I think he just hit lightning in a bottle for a year. And I would love to be wrong because that's a great story for him.
Yeah.
It is.
So.
We'll see. Well, Jake, you seem to think a lot of these guys hit lightning in a bottle just for 1 year.
I do.
But you're not predicting anyone to do it again.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Because who was
or anyone else?
Well,
you're not even thinking someone else will do it.
Well, I don't think anyone. Like I think that top 10, how we have it set, is pretty set in stone. I don't see. I can see Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones. I guess if you really. I mean I don't see it. So Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, and Dak are really the only ones that can come into the top 10.
All right. Well, you guys are also really way too high on Russell Wilson.
Maybe. I
have
him at 15.
It was atrocious.
Jordan, I have to be hyped on him.
Yeah.
Jordan, allow me.
I know you do. That's true.
Jordan, allow me for the last 3. So Jordan, Adam, we all had in our individual rankings, which made it really easy for me when I was doing it. 18 Derek Carr, 19 Matthew Stafford, 20 Anthony Richardson.
Perfect.
That's how we had it. I'll talk about Derek Carr. I think okay, you talk about Derek Carr.
Thank you. Did I book anything on him?
Just do it now if you haven't.
Well, I just truly think, he's going to play mean. I've said that over and over again. He was left out to dry like a little puppy no one wanted anymore, in the rain, in a box, in Vegas. I think
all that rain they get in Vegas, just leaving them out in the rain.
Just
bad analogy, sure, but in the dark, in the desert, anyway. So he's gonna be great as a sleeper. You want to know your book? I had him as a sleeper.
Oh yeah.
You want to know your book it?
Yeah.
Derek Carr will throw 30 touchdowns, under 10 picks, and be in the top 10.
Okay, so you have done a poor job forgetting that, and then having him at 18.
At 18 on your list.
Yeah. Shoot. Okay, I got nothing to say. I'm a hypocrite.
Okay, bookets are meant to be stretch.
Yes.
It's for the drama.
But I really
no
think
Tony Pollard.
So I'll say this is his floor then. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. That if he has this season, I wouldn't be shocked. But again, I do think he's going to be better than 18, and when it's all said and done. But it's hard to rank.
Do you feel
him ahead of some of these guys?
Do you feel okay about Derek Carr? Could he sneak in top 12? I think that's easy. I think you could see that.
They have enough weapons in New Orleans.
You don't think you can't see it? It's not that you think it's going to happen. It's just that you could see it happening.
Yeah, I love those Dennis Allen offenses. Really putting up big numbers.
Speaking of coaches that kill fantasy careers, right?
Yeah. Anyway, then we have Matt Stafford, and to me, he's low because of just health from him and the thin roster.
He's healthy, boys.
Okay, yeah. I've heard it once. I've heard it 1,000 times. Yeah.
Listen, he's got Cooper Kupp. We've seen
Who's also hurt, Jake.
He's going to be fine.
Hey, Jake.
People look too much into this training camp stuff.
Jake, you didn't have Jimmy G in your top 20, bud.
You're right, I didn't. My apologies. Yeah. Definitely deserves to be in over Derek Carr, that's for sure.
Really? Okay. Well.
Listen, you probably don't want Stafford being your quarterback 1. As your backup quarterback, that's what we're kind of looking at, right? You want Derek Carr as your backup quarterback, has high upside. Stafford, you got Kupp. Richardson, I think, is the fun pick here. Do you want to talk about him, Jordan, quick?
Yeah, I think he's the one, we talked about it when it came draft time, too. He has the most upside. And it's just fun, just the idea that he could have, Michael Pittman, offensive head coach. I think something could happen for him, another year. But yeah, it's
One is rushing upside so
the
high.
rushing upside is huge. He's just
I
so
think
such
I think
an exciting
Taylor
player.
needs to be there.
I agree.
Taylor needs to be there to help. Otherwise, it's just him.
Yep.
And if Taylor is back and playing, then I think top 20, having him at number 20 is good. We're talking. The only downside is we could see Stafford not be drafted, right? We could see Carr not be drafted. Someone else. I think Richardson's getting drafted in almost every league, so you'd have to go get him.
Right.
Just because he's fun. And then, boys, before we just review quick. Actually, Jordan, why don't you review our top 20 quick?
Yeah, the top 20 here: Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. That's our top 5. Then rounding out the top 10: Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, Tua, Dak. Rounding out the top 10. And then, kind of in our QB2 range here, we have Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson, Geno Smith at 15, Jared Goff, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Matt Stafford, Anthony Richardson at 20.
Yeah,
Key guys left off the list: Jimmy G, Brock Purdy.
Allow me. So, Joey sent me his top 20 really quick, or top 15, and just to point, he has Rodgers a little higher, Hurts down at 13, so he's in agreement with Adam, and then he has Kenny Pickett at 14.
Kenny Pickett, left off the list too.
I don't hate that as well. I think you could get Pickett in the top 20 fit sheet this upcoming year.
Wouldn't shock me.
Nope.
I mean, they would shock me.
Apparently, everything shocks you. You're like
Jordan, you're all fired up, man.
Yeah. All right, guys.
You guys have some wild takes.
Okay.
Kenny Pickett.
He could. That's what we're talking about. If I had to bet my house, I'm saying he's not, but I'm just saying he could be.
You gotta stop betting your house, Jake.
Yeah, I know. My wife's gonna be really mad. So there you go, guys. There's our quarterback rankings. Next week we'll do running back rankings. We'll do 20 of those. We're gonna argue. I have a feeling about that because it's very, very volatile this year with Taylor and Jacobs and all that stuff. So we will post this on our Facebook page and our Instagram. Instagram is next_step_pod. Facebook as the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast.
Let us know what you think about the new graphics too. The graphics department over here at the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast has really been up in their game.
Jordan putting in the work.
Excuse me, Jake. The graphics.
Sorry,
department.
the graphics department.
Yeah.
So we're going to be using this cool graphic for the rest of the off season. We'll be doing running backs, receivers / tight ends. And then we'll be using it for our weekly rankings as well. We're running and that is for our Patreon members. We're running a promo for that. $5 will get you a line to us, and then also the first 4 weeks of our rankings, which is for free. So that's cool.
For our season, yep.
Yeah, so jump in there. We're also doing a giveaway for a best ball entry for the real-time fantasy sports. We'll be doing that at the end of the month as well. So yeah, thank you for hanging out. The people in the chat, appreciate you guys being here. That was awesome. If you want to be a part of it, we're typically live Wednesday or Thursday. YouTube.com/Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. Boys, do you have anything else you want to say?
Getting close. Getting so close.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm just excited. Yeah. We got an August League, Jake?
What?
August League? An August League?
We do have the August League. We have to figure out if we have to find time in order to break that down. Anyways,
Go
Adam.
Broncos, go Irish, go Twins, go Tigers, baby.
All right, guys, you take care. Be good. Jordan, thanks for throwing me off at the end there. And guys,
I'm sorry.
And
Totally interrupted my pre-plan.
Jeez.
Oh, God. You looked like a child that whole episode who knew you were up to mischief.
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing at the end there. Your face just looked like
Anyways, people who are still on YouTube with us, we appreciate you guys hanging around. You guys are the best. Having you here is awesome. If you're watching later on, check us out on our socials and everything, so we can see you on there. We're 9 people away from 400 on Facebook.
Come
Hey
on.
Don, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube right now. Hit the thumbs up. Why don't you guys just share the page on Facebook? Just help Adam out. He's sad sometimes.
He's gonna choke.
Sure.
Sure. Okay, guys. You take care. Be good.